it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another speed build. And I think this is an installment of the Squish. This ends up being a pretty small home, but today we are building a treehouse for a spellcaster. This is actually a combination of a couple of different suggestions I've gotten, both to do a treehouse build and to do something more magical or do something for spellcasters. And it's actually been a little bit since I've built something over here in Glimmerbrook, which, like, how many months ago did we get Realm of Magic? I feel like I was building here for all the time when we first got the pack, and I haven't built there since, so it was kind of fun to revisit this and do another build here. So this home comes in at around 51,000 simoleons, and it has one bedroom and one bathroom. Actually, the bedroom area is kind of more open concept. It's like a bedroom living room area. The bed is the couch, so it doesn't have a proper bedroom, but there's a bed to sleep in. And there's a much larger bathroom than I typically do in smaller houses like this. That's why I was saying I'm not sure if this would be a tiny home. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still a very small house. So here we are just trying to figure out some trees around this, trying to figure out the best way to incorporate like wood and make it look grown in. And those like wooden spikes I have coming out of the ground, I did have to delete the one towards the front of the house because it was making it so your Sims couldn't route and like climb up the steps. So I did get rid of that in the end. I don't think I have that in the footage though, just in the screenshots and in the version that is on the gallery. And if you guys would like to download this house, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi. That information is also down below, as well as a direct download link to the gallery website if that's easier for you. I messed with the roof for a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out in the end. It's very simple. I have a rounded roof on each side, and then the diagonal bit in the middle is kind of just framed in with a half wall. You'll see that come together here shortly. I think I just like left it for a while. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with the roof. Let's figure out the rest of the landscaping and then we'll come back to it. So I did size up a bunch of these stumps that came with the Sims 4 outdoor retreat. I believe these are chairs that you can sit around like a fire pit with, but they work really well as decorative pieces for more tree houses and like built-in looks for various builds. So I decided to size some of those up. I really love using those. I've used them before for builds, but it's been a while since I've done something like this, so it was really cool to do that again. I love greenery. I mean, there's no hiding that. I feel like I'm always drawn to builds that have more greenery like this, and I like building them, so it was really, really fun to do this again. But we're finally working on the roof again, and as I had mentioned, it ends up being very simple. I do these rounded bits on either side, connecting in the middle, and then I do a little half wall right there, which I think worked out really, really well for what I was going for. I think I added some greenery up behind that half wall a little bit later as well, but I think this look was perfect for what I was looking for because I wanted something kind of simple, and because the way it's held up and all the greenery around it, I felt like that was already super complicated. So having a simple structure I thought looked really nice. Granted, I really like the complicated, like whimsical looks of stuff too. Maybe I'll do another like fairy house at some point. Those are really fun to do. Let me know if you guys would like to see that at some point. I'd love to do some more supernatural type builds. I have a lot of fun with them because there's no real rules in play for those. So quite enjoy doing that kind of thing. But here we are just adding some columns to support this little trellis I put over the porch area. And up there we should be putting a seating area as well as an easel much later. So there are a couple skill building items on this lot, not a ton, but we have that, and there should also be a cauldron that we'll be placing underneath the house in between all of the branches and stuff down there. I think it looks really, really cool. It did take me a little while to position this tree correctly and also select this tree. I think this one's in debug, but I'm pretty sure it came with outdoor retreat in the debug menu or in the show live edit objects menu now that we have that. And I think it worked perfectly because it's a very tall tree, but the bottom half of it doesn't have any branches that are going to be going through the house, just the trunk of the tree. So I thought that worked out really, really nicely, especially for this more woodsy area in Glimmerbrook. So quite liked that, but we're just adding some more landscaping. And as you can see, that spike in the front there, that's the one that's going to be disappearing a little bit later. But at this point, it is still existing in the build. And now we're going to be working on our little seating area. I thought about using that log chair, and I did use the actual little chair versions. I just didn't use the bench that I had placed down originally. We have two of these over here, and then we have a couple of plants and stuff as well to kind of make it look super cozy. I really enjoyed all of the greenery added in this build, and I of course added these little succulents that came with seasons as well. I think they're so pretty, and I really enjoy using those. Seasons came with a lot of really nice items. It's probably my favorite expansion pack, like I don't know why I said probably. It's my favorite expansion pack. And I get asked a lot, people that are getting an expansion pack or getting a pack for the first time, what pack to get. I would highly recommend Seasons. It changes your game completely because you get to experience holidays and seasons. And there's also just so many beautiful items that come with that pack. So that's definitely my ultimate favorite game, or like, it's not a game pack, my favorite expansion pack, my favorite pack overall for the game. And I had asked like a month or so ago if you guys would be interested in seeing what my rankings would be for the various packs that are out, and what's the best bang for your buck, what I personally enjoy the best for building and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of you guys seemed interested in that, so I think I'm going to do that sometime later this month before the new year, so that I can rank everything that we've had up until that point. So be on the lookout for that. I'm very excited to figure that out and film it. I have an idea of like what my favorites are, but some of the ranking in the middle, I have no idea where I'm going to place stuff. So it's going to be really interesting to go through that and kind of figure out what I think is the best packs, or like the order they all go in. So that'll be really, really fun. But anyway, we're figuring out the coloring on the outside of the house here. I did decide to change it up so it wasn't all that dark brown, and add some more of this yellowy color and some white as well. I thought it gave it a little bit more personality, and I quite like how that came out. And then just adding a fallen down tree, and I thought about adding those mushrooms, but I feel like I add them to every magical build I do. So I decided not to this time and just kept with mostly greenery here. And here we are placing that cauldron under the house I had mentioned. I think it's a really good item to have, obviously, if you have spellcasters, so they can whip up some potions or some mac and cheese or what have you. I really, really like that item. I still really wish that we got a smaller stovetop version, but it's okay, I guess, because The Sims likes to give us these giant oversized items. I just really wish they were all smaller. I want a smaller cauldron, a smaller telescope. Like, they are huge. Cupcake machine. Why is it so big? Anyway, I could go on and on about oversized items in The Sims, but long story short, there's a cauldron under the house, so your Sims can go down there and prepare whatever they need to down there. But there's also a fully functional kitchen on the interior as well, which it's surprising that we're this far in the build and I haven't gone inside yet. But here we are figuring that out now. I was trying to figure out where I should put the bathroom, and it ends up being over in this nook, and the shower ends up being in that corner. There is this tree going through the house, so it does block off stuff, but I think that looks kind of cool. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually prevent your Sims from doing stuff in the house. I think it's just looks like it's there and like is an obstruction, but your Sims can still use everything just fine. At least in my playtesting, it worked out. Hopefully it always does, but make sure if you're placing this lot, you do enter the cheat bb.move objects to ensure that everything stays where it's supposed to and doesn't fall. But here we are in the little kitchen area. I didn't decorate this room really, this little area. I just wanted it to have the simple items you needed. I did switch out the fridge and stove a little bit later for the ones that did come with Realm of Magic though, so you'll see that in a little while. And here is the living/bedroom area. We just have the bed against the wall, and serves as a couch. And I don't have a TV in this house. I just have like a bookcase and a place to eat. And I'm trying to think what else. I feel like I have other things in here. I think I added a little chair in this corner, but not that one. I ended up using this one that came with cats and dogs. I think it's a really cozy chair, and why not have a comfy chair to cuddle up in and read a book in your treehouse? I just really enjoyed this build. Thought it was a little bit different than things I typically do. And yeah, so just adding some greenery in here. I liked adding the ivy up the wall behind the bed. And I also really enjoyed this bed from Realm of Magic in the more normal, like flat color swatches, not all the crazy patterns. And then just adding our little table and chairs so your Sims can sit here to eat their meals if they'd like to. And those base game curtains. Actually, all the curtains I used in this build are base game, huh? That's interesting. I don't use those curtains very often. I think it's just really difficult with the color scheme I was going for, but also the shapes of the windows. They're very round, so it's kind of a weird one. But here we are switching out the fridge and stove. I think the older style ones matched a little bit better, but I really wanted to use the ones from Realm of Magic for some reason, so I did switch those out. And then I think we just add another plant over there, and that's a majority of what goes in here. There's the easel I'd mentioned earlier, and then I think we're going to be working on the bathroom after we do the bedside table. And I did add a 15,000 simoleon violin in here because I thought it would be kind of a fun item. I can just imagine like a witch or a fairy being up here and like playing violin in their treehouse. I just think it's a really cute idea. So I wanted to include that. So if you want this to be cheaper, you could easily just sell that violin and have 15,000 simoleons. Like, that's a quick way to make money, I think. But anyway, we're just finishing up here and heading on into the bathroom. I kept it pretty simple in here. A lot of dark wood tones and that shower from Outdoor Retreat. I'm pretty happy with how this build overall came out, and I hope you guys do like it too. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'd love to have you join us. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.